Steve, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today. Tell us a bit about your Life as an Audible project. What are some of your goals with your work with it, and how are you trying to achieve them?
Sure. So Life as an Audible is really the culmination of a lot of efforts, initiatives. It really started here in Philadelphia, going back 47 years. So it covers the founding of the Ronald McDonald House. That's a big part of it. It covers research and collaboration at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia between the researchers there and the charity I've been involved with, Eagles Fly for Leukemia. So there's been a long history of research, there's been a long history of support for families that have been impacted by childhood cancers, and it really all came together in the biography of a guy named Jimmy Murray. And Jimmy was the general manager of the Eagles back in the 70s. In fact, when this all started, he was just a gopher, as he would say, for the Eagles, running around the office. But through some really basic grassroots desire of people to help and do good, out of that little tiny acorn grew the Ronald McDonald House, which is now in 64 countries, 370 Ronald McDonald Houses in 64 countries around the world. And some of the most groundbreaking discoveries for curing pediatric cancer are occurring right here in Philadelphia. So this book was the culmination of all of that when Jimmy wrote his biography. We would like to take this book and use it as a means to involve people, to get them to understand how profound this is and all the good that the Ronald McDonald Houses do, and really to use it as a fundraiser and a way to focus efforts and energy into continuing the efforts in terms of research and support for families impacted by cancer.
What has been the most profound moment in your work alongside Jimmy Murray in the Ronald McDonald House?
Yeah, there's so many. It's the story of every family. I mean, if you think of what happens when a family gets the news that your child has cancer, that might be the hardest thing. It's the greatest fear we all have, that there be something wrong, serious with your children. So when you're hit with that news, you're usually just knocked to the floor, and people have to pick themselves up. They have to figure out what the next steps are. Oftentimes that means going to a city they've never been to before and navigating the whole gauntlet of treatment options, of lodging. And what the Ronald McDonald House does is it takes all that out of their hands. When they arrive in Philadelphia, they're met by a team of people who've been through this a million times and know the whole lay of the land. So it's tremendous emotional and logistical support and financial support for people that really need it. And so each family you talk to will tell this story in a different way, but each one of those stories is unique. I couldn't say one is better than the other. You're finding a situation that is the greatest difficulty and fear of most people, and they're going right to the point of the greatest support and care and comfort. So every time that happens, it's a really profound moment. So I would say all of those encounters, and there's been 8 million, I believe, historically, since the first Ronald McDonald House. So each one of those is special in its own way.
Who's been the biggest influence in your life? What lessons did they teach you?
Any number of teachers, coaches, business mentors, but I guess if I were looking at somebody or some figure that I think has a profound impact, it would be Job in the Bible or Mother Teresa. I'm really attracted to people who overcome odds and keep the faith, in spite of difficulties. In the case of pediatric cancer, we hear about the successes. There's a lot of heartache. This does not always work out, and many people have to deal with incredible loss, the loss of a child. So when I see people like that have gone through that experience and still come back and want to be part of the effort, and there are thousands of them that I've encountered in my life, that take that incredible setback and turn it into a personal challenge to do good and to make the path easier for the next person that's in the same situation. I find that inspiring, and it's easy when things are going well to be on top of your game. But when you suffer severe setbacks or suffer severe loss, that you can still rally from that. So I think that prayer that Mother Teresa has about people will be unkind, be kind anyway. People will be ungrateful, be grateful anyway. That speaks to me and what this whole thing with the Ronald McDonald House and Children's Hospital is all about. It's about overcoming adversity, and then not just overcoming adversity, but making it better for the next person. So I'm inspired by people who can get knocked down. Maybe Rocky would be the right guy. Get knocked down and get back up. To use another Philadelphia reference.
What's the best way to reach out and connect with Life is an Audible if our listeners want to help?
We have a website, lifeisanaudible.org, and that'll tell you a little about what we're doing and how we're trying to advance this cause. So check out our website.
Super. Thanks, Steve, and thanks for taking the time to meet with us today.
My pleasure.